Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the USS Excelsior NCC 2000 from Eaglemoss. This is the 8th issue in their Star Trek Starships line, and it's one that I was a bit disappointed in. Not nearly as disappointed as I was in the refit, but a little bit disappointed in the paint department on this guy. If you look at it here from the top, the paint job is pretty good. I wish there was a little more detail on the secondary hull here and on the pylons for the nacelles. But as you can see on the saucer, it does have a nice Aztec pattern and a lot of nice little details in the paint job here. But when you flip it over, one thing that's pretty obvious is it's missing the blue band on the bottom of the saucer. And that really makes it look kind of weird. And again, if you looked at the Sculpt, the deflector is kind of just a blue dot that's not even round on this thing. If you look at the paint job there, it's not even really a round circle. It's like they just kind of threw a blue dot on there instead of actually sculpting in a deflector dish and painting that properly. You can see again, it's decent sculpt-wise. The sculpt on this ship, I feel, is pretty good, except for the deflector dish. The rest of the sculpt is pretty good. Paint-wise, from the top, the ship looks really good to me. From the bottom, not so much. And that's one thing that really disappointed about Excelsior is the bottom of the ship just looks bad compared to the rest of it. As you can see from the back, the sculpt on it is really good, so you can see underneath the pylons for the nacelles. A lot of replicas of this ship have a little support in there, but in the show, or the movies or whatever, it didn't have any kind of support underneath these nacelles, so it's kind of nice that they did that. It is accurate, more accurate than a lot of replicas of this ship. And then again, the nacelles are also accurate. They have the fins on them that was missing from the Diamond Select Toys version of the ship. But again, there's no paint at all on the nacelles. There's no paint details at all. There should be a thruster on here somewhere. There should be some more details on it, but there's not. And that's where the ship really suffers, is it is missing some of the paint details. Sculpt-wise, the ship is great, minus the deflector dish being just not even remotely sculpted in. And it's also small. Like, the ship looks really small compared to the other ones, just because of how long it is. Eaglemoss has a limit for how big they make these ships, so Excelsior, given how long its design it is, it suffers in the size department. Like, it looks really small when you compare them to the other ones. I mean, even looking at it on its stand, it looks really small. So that's another issue with it, is it's just small. The paint is subpar, and the sculpt isn't as good as some of the other ships are. I'm not really sure if this guy's worth 20 bucks. I mean, if you really love the Excelsior and you really want an Excelsior in your collection at the same size as the other Eaglemoss ships, go for it. But if you don't, I would say maybe hold out. They should be releasing Enterprise B. That one might be a bit better sculpt-wise. I mean, it's not exactly like Excelsior, but it is an Excelsior class ship, so it's similar. But this one, it just kind of disappointed me. I'm not super happy with it. It's not one of the ships that I would say is Eaglemoss's best, but it's not its worst either. So far, I'd say the Enterprise refit is the worst in the collection, with this one, so far, being second to last in how I feel about it. That could change going forward. There are a couple ships that I will be reviewing later on that I don't like, and we'll get to that later. But out of the ones that I reviewed, this is probably my second to least favorite. If you really love Excelsior, 20 bucks, go for it. If you don't, pass on it, because it's really not the best version of Excelsior. I'd say, honestly, the Hot Wheels Excelsior is probably a bit better than this one, and I will do a review on that ship at some point down the line. So I'll see you on Wednesday here with a review of the USS Vengeance, and it's going to be a dual review of both the Hallmark version that just came out and of the Hot Wheels version. So I'll see you then, and yeah, thanks for watching.